Good morning, everyone. Ray Smith here with Smith Government Consulting. I'm going to do another little tutorial video today. A couple weeks ago I did a video on how to use the GSA 𝗧𝘂 program, and I kind of made a little bit of a sarcastic video where I essentially said the best way to use 𝗧𝘂 is to not use 𝗧𝘂 and to get into the FCP platform. I do still hold that's true. I think the 𝗧𝘂 program, as we'll see today, is very dated, it's very old, and it's well past its prime. The FCP platform is just light years ahead in functionality and what it can do. However, I was kind of challenged by someone, and they were right to do so, and I'd like to thank them for doing this. They did mention that that video wasn't really helpful to anyone who was genuinely trying to use the 𝗧𝘂 program because they can't move into FCP yet. Certainly my intent was never to hold anyone back, so I do apologize for that, and thank you for calling me out on that. That was really helpful to me. So I'm going to fix that today, and I'm going to show you how to truly use the 𝗧𝘂 program if you're stuck in it. So let's get started. We're going to go to the Vendor Support Center. We're going to download 𝗧𝘂 and install it. It's going to install directly onto your C drive. It cannot be moved. It will have to stay there, and you're going to have a directory there that has all the information that you need is going to be inside of it. Once we do that, it's going to be empty. I filled a lot of this out already, just so we're not wasting time kind of entering data. But let's take a look at what we have. First thing we're going to do is your information. So we have, once you hit edit, you're going to be able to put in your company name, your contractor name, your SAM UEI, and your GSA password. If you don't have this, reach out to the Vendor Support Center, give them a call, and they can send this to an authorized negotiator. Some of them will say it has to be the actual contract administrator, not any authorized negotiator. So just kind of bear in mind, it's going to go to someone. Most of them will send it to you as long as you're listed, though. Then we're going to put in our address, your company website, your fax number and phone number, and your email. And I want to spend a couple seconds talking about the email. This is who you want to receive your orders that come directly from GSA Advantage's website. So they're going to get a PDF email into their inbox that says you have a new order, and here it is. It's going to have the ordering agency, what they purchased, everything down to their credit card number and expiration date and their point of contact. And it's also the one that's going to be public facing, so that anybody who has questions, that's who they're going to reach out to. Everybody has a different opinion on this. Some people want to use a generic inbox because that's just how their company does it. Everything goes to sales@suchandsuch.com. My opinion is a little bit different. I'm a fan of having a real person email on there. And I think about when I have a question of a product or something I'm trying to order, who do I want to email? A generic inbox or someone that I know this person is going to get it? So that's up to you on how you want to do that. Again, my personal preference though is to use a real name. But put that in there and there you go. Product. So this one I started to fill out, and to do that we're using our price proposal template. If you're a brand new GSA contract, this is what was awarded at your offer level. If it's from a modification that you just did, this is from that modification. So we have all of our information on here. If you look this up, this is a generic GSA contract number. The one that I had to put into 𝗧𝘂, it wouldn't let me use anything generic. I had to use a real contract number. So I just picked a random one online. I don't know them. I just picked them because I think I used them before and they sell monster truck toys. And my little kids just love monster trucks, so that's the only reason I use them. But this is our price proposal. You see that two of these have a longer description, and I'm going to get into why here in a second. But when we're doing 𝗧𝘂, we're limited to a product name of 40 characters and a description at 1,000 characters. If you're ever not sure where you fall on that, just add a quick column in there, equals length, that cell, and I can drill that down. And then if I just I just usually put a generic name in there because I'm going to delete this. I'm going to put a filter on there. And I can see I have nothing over 1,000. I have either 5 or 8. But now I'm going to check my description. So instead of K2, I'm going to look at cell M2. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to drill that formula down. And my descriptions vary from anywhere from 6 characters to 991 characters. So I know that I'm under my limit on both of those. So I'll take the filter off, and now I'm just going to delete that again. So what I've done is I've entered the first 2 items into 𝗧𝘂. And you do that by hitting the add button, and it's going to walk you through your contract number that was already done at the previous step. Same thing with the SIN. you're going to type in your manufacturer part number, your manufacturer name, your manufacturer part number, and your contractor part number. That's your internal part number. So if you have any kind of a prefix or slightly different part number, that's where that's going to go. Your product name or the item name, I call this one a movie. So if you notice, all of mine are based on random movies that some are in my collection, some that are not. Your photo name, I don't have any photos on mine just because I didn't take the time to go through generic photos of things that don't really exist. But this is where you would put your photo name as well. Bear in mind with your photos, you cannot have any special characters and no dashes in the photo name, but an underscore does work. Your product description, because I'm FOB origin, which means I'm charging freight on everything, I did have to just put a generic weight in here. If this is your item, please put the real weight in there. You want to let your buyers know how much something actually weighs so they can kind of try and figure out how much they're going to be paying for shipping on that. What else do we have in here? Our delivery days and our warranty, and again, our FOB point. If you're at the offer level and you're just watching this now and trying to get ahead of the game, you want to make sure that you try and do FOB origin for everything. You don't want to get locked into an FOB destination where you're stuck paying shipping on everything in the lower 48 states, or if you choose Alaska, Hawaii, Puerto Rico. Shipping prices have just varied so much, and I've seen a lot of vendors get really hurt by that, where it's costing them a lot of money into the negative profit margin sometimes. So kind of bear that in mind. If you can, you want to be FOB origin. And that's our product. So again, I did the two. Once you're done with the product, it's going to ask you for the pricing, and that'll be on a separate screen that I can't quite access from here right now. But it's a pretty quick and easy one. It's going to have the part number, your catalog price, or your list price, and your GSA price. But I'm going to show you a different way to do that in Excel here. Once that's done, again, now I only enter one or two. Some people do the whole thing here, some people don't. This is just the way that I do it. I'm going to hit export into Excel. And if you see me looking over, I do have a second monitor over here. That's where I'm storing all the things that I'm showing you. But right now it's exporting, it's converting everything into an Excel sheet and exporting it for me. And you know what? I have those sheets open. So give me 1 second to close them again. Let's just try that one more time real quick here. Sorry about that. I forgot to close that file first. There we go. Now it's telling me that my export is complete. So I have them all right here. Here are the 16 Excel sheets that go into this. Most of these you're not going to use. The 3 common ones that we're going to be doing are going to be 𝗖𝗏𝗏, 𝗖𝗏𝑝rice, and 𝗖𝗏photo. And because we didn't do any photos in this one, we're going to leave that one blank. But I'm going to open up 𝗖𝗏𝗏 and 𝗖𝗏price. And I'm going to show you what they look like. So your 𝗖𝗏price and your 𝗖𝗏Prod. These, now, once we have our price proposal, we can copy all the same data back into here. You might be wondering why there's multiple fields here for the description. I said you're limited to 1,000 characters. They take it a step further. You have 4 different cells for your description with 250 characters per cell. So I've already done this. I'm not going to go through it, but I'm going to show you. I'm not saving these. I've already moved them into my import folder that are completed, so that's what I want to show you in here. 𝗖𝗏price and 𝗖𝗏prod. And we'll start with the 𝗖𝗏price. So we have our contract number, our manufacturer part number, our manufacturer name, your GSA price. Now this is including your GSA IFF, that 0.75% that's added into the price of your item, and your manufacturer list price. If you were doing sale prices, temporary price reductions, they would go in here, the start date and an end date. And if you were doing zone pricing, where your price varies based on the zone, it would go in here. Not quite as common, so if not, you just fill them with 0 and a 00, and those are all in there. The 𝗖𝗁, this is the fun one. So remember I said you're limited to 250 characters per cell here. You're probably wondering, how in the world do I make sure that I cut it at the exact right spot so that I don't blow it? Well, we use a little cheat sheet. I put in my main description here and an Excel formula that does the rest for me. So you can see these have longer descriptions, but really it's only looking at the first 250 characters, the next 250, the next, and the next. So that's how you can do this. You can copy those formulas in there real quick. Go through them again for you. And that's how we make sure that we only get 250 characters. Once that's done, we simply copy and paste those values into here into Excel. As that's done, we're going to move everything then into our import folder. Now we're going to be telling GSA in a secondary program to import these files. And it just happens that I have the import program right here. Because this does take a little while to go through, I actually ran it through already, but you can click on import data, tell it yes, we have a product header, and just let it do its thing. It's going to have a product status bar that zooms back and forth a couple of times. If there's any errors, it's going to tell you. If you have questions on those errors, you can give me a call anytime. I'll see what I can do to help you out, or you can call the vendor support center and they'll walk you through that. Once it's done, we're going to hit move data into 𝗧𝘂. I always do the replace. Some people say do amend or append data. I just prefer a fresh, clean upload every time. Again, I'm not saying that's the right way. A lot of people at the vendor support center would say it's the wrong way, but it's a way that I know works and it doesn't cause issues later for me. So that's just how I've been doing it for over 10 years. I'm going to hit move to 𝗧𝘂. And now everything is here in 𝗧𝘂. And we're coming to the point where I can't do anything else because I can't send this to anybody. But now, when I look at my product tab, I can see everything that I have in here. So now I know everything is current in 𝗧𝘂. I'm going to come up to communications, create catalog file, and then you're going to upload that catalog file from there. Again, I can't do that from here because it's going to give me an error that I don't have anyone to send it to and it's not a valid contract, or the password is incorrect. There's going to be all kinds of errors on it. But from that point, it's really quick. It's like 3 mouse clicks away and you're done. Again, if you have any questions on that, let me know. I know it's a complicated process. I know it's a little bit cumbersome. I'm happy to walk you through it. If you have a smaller handful of products, send it over to me. I'll make your first 𝗧𝘂 upload for you and kind of show you how to do that. Again, 𝗧𝘂𝗧𝘂, 𝗪𝗲𝐺𝑉𝑒𝑟𝑔𝑚ENT-CONSULTING.com. You can find my phone number, my email address, everything on there, and I'd be happy to help you. All right, thanks a lot. Have a great day.